Hi, my name is Mela, and I want to tell you about an ultimate transformation of my life, which was due completely to Steve and Elaine, my Mojo coaches. I'm a 69-year-old nurse, and the last 5 years I was working in the community, and I was very good at my job. I was compassionate. I was empathetic. I dressed well. I was cheerful. I was I was the ultimate nurse that worked in the community with a lot of people. But I was living a lie because I would come home then because I had a secret. I was a hoarder and I was a compulsive shopper. And my house was disastrous. There was room, every room had things on countertops or open flat surfaces. And then when those got filled, I would buy things and put them on the floor. I wouldn't allow anybody in my house, even my family. My dad built this house. Both of my parents died in 1999. And in the next 5 years, I had this big empty house which I filled with stuff, with things. And I was so ashamed and so embarrassed and felt so guilty that here was all this stuff. In October 2014, I had a hip replacement. My sister and my brother took care of my house and my two cats. And they were appalled and horrified when they saw the state of my house. And they just couldn't believe I would allow that to happen. But it wasn't me allowing it to happen. I couldn't do anything about it. So they helped start cleaning through these things. And in July, I have to tell you, that's when I got hooked up with Steve and Elaine, my Mojo coaches, from a conference I had got to. They were a resource material. From that resource material, I wrote and I got them Hoard No More survival kit. And on the back of that, then it says if you want some private teaching, counseling, to call them. And I signed up July 13th. And I have to tell you that I fell in October 2014, and I was in rehab for 2 months because I had broken my leg. There was still stuff on my floors. And after I came home, then my sister and my brother had made this house handicapped accessible because I'm still in a wheelchair. But I was able, this was Christmas last year, my mindset had changed. Steve and Elaine had said, it has to come from within. You can't clean all the stuff out unless you have your mind that was changed first. They had done three main things for me. The first was, I don't shop anymore. If any of you have taken the course or any of the lectures, I'm going to hold up my little card. I take this card shopping with me, even now, everywhere I go. But I have to tell you, from Steve and Elaine saying, have a big why, and my big why, WHY, was I want to have my family happy and able to come into this house where they all grew up. So that was my big why. And then on the back, I have, compared to my family and their happiness, those 4 questions. Is an item worth buying? Can I afford it? Do I need it? Do I have a home for it? And I carry this even now, 4 months later. But I have to tell you, I'm in the store in Walmart, and I've got my little card, and I'm going by looking at things on the shelves, and I'm saying to myself, I can do this. I really can do this. And I remember calling Steve and Elaine and saying to them, listen, I just went shopping and I looked at stuff, but I didn't even have the impulse to buy. I can do this, and I did do it. So that's one of the big things. I do not shop for things anymore. And if you would have told me 69 years ago or 50 years ago that I would be saying that, wouldn't believe you. The second thing is, for me, I had to be at my lowest level to really want this, and I really did. And after the first consult visit, it was going to be a very big expense for me, but let me tell you, it was well worth the money because it changed my life. I had to take the money out of my emergency fund, and I have to tell you, it was an emergency because I was sinking lower into depression, and it was like sinking in quicksand. The third thing was I gave away so many of my things. When I came out of rehab, I had boxes and boxes and bags of things that I gave away to the church and to Battered Woman Resource Center. And believe it or not, I was happy and I was eager to do this because I realized, this is a big point, I realized that my happiness was not from the things. My happiness now was from giving away those things to others that would use them and be happy. And it was an eager thing for me to be able to do. The next thing that Steve and Elaine did for me, I no longer have depression. I can tell you sitting here, I am calm and I am peaceful and I am not depressed. And I had gone to a mental health counselor, and she was just useless because she didn't understand the theories and the needs that Steve and Elaine do. I called up the counselor that gave me my meds and went to visit her, and I said, listen, I want to get off my meds. And at the end of this month, at the end of February, I will no longer be on any psych meds for depression. And that's a biggie since 2005 to 2014. If I have to say anything to any of you that are afraid to do this, if you could have seen me listening to those CDs that Steve and Elaine have put together, I am looking at those group discussions and the other, mainly women, are in there. And as I listen to them speak, I'm saying, my Lord, that's like me, Mello, speaking, because it was the very same things, compulsive shopping and hoarding, not feeling like you're deserving enough, and not doing things for yourself, but doing for others. Steve and Elaine in the beginning, and they say it all the time, they have a 98% success rate. Well, I am proud to say I am part of that 98%. They have literally changed my life. I am so peaceful and happy. I am a better person. One of the best things is my family now comes over, and my sister's grandchildren, they're 2 and 3, can play with trains on my floor. And that could never happen before because there wasn't space on the floor for anybody to get down and do anything on, never mind play. So my final words, this is a saying that I have lived by since I was 12 years old. Don't know where it came from, but I learned it in Girl Scout camp. And I think of Elaine and Steve, and this is exactly what they do because they want to help others by reaching out, and they have the ability to do so. So listen to this 4 sentences, and you will see how it is from Elaine and hopefully myself too. Anybody that wants me to contact them, I will. But it goes like this. There is a destiny that makes us brothers. No one goes this way alone. All that we bring into the lives of others comes back into our own. And that's what Steve and Elaine, my Mojo counselors, have done for me. And now I am proud to consider them also my forever friends. Thank you, Steve and Elaine.